everyone, let's talk about the impact of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, specifically the war between the US and Israel against Iran, and how it's affecting the airline industry and our travel plans. This is a fascinating and worrying development, and I want to dive into the details and share my thoughts on what it means for us as travelers. So, the war has caused a significant disruption in the oil supply, which has led to a surge in oil prices. And when oil prices go up, so do the costs for airlines, especially when it comes to jet fuel. Now, some airlines have tried to hedge their bets by locking in the price of crude oil, but the refining process, which turns crude oil into jet fuel, has been affected by the conflict, leaving airlines vulnerable to price shocks. Take Cathay Pacific, for example. They've announced plans to increase fuel surcharges for travelers because they haven't hedged their fuel costs properly. Their CEO, Ronald Lam, said they'll likely increase these surcharges soon, as the price of jet fuel has almost doubled. AirAsia and Thai Airways are also feeling the pinch and have had to adjust their fares and surcharges accordingly. But it's not just the airlines that are struggling. Travelers are also facing higher prices and disruptions. Flights through the Middle East have been canceled or rerouted, forcing international travelers to take alternative routes, which has created a surge in demand and driven up prices. I mean, have you seen the price of a business-class return trip from Sydney to London with Cathay? It's astronomical. Now, here's an interesting point. Long-haul flights, especially those with fewer carriers operating, are likely to see the biggest price increases. Routes that typically go through the Middle East, like Australia to Europe or India to the US, are experiencing significant boosts in prices. But it's not just those routes. Even domestic flights and short-haul trips to nearby destinations like Bali will feel the impact, although perhaps not as drastically. So, what does this mean for us as travelers? Well, if you're planning a trip in the next couple of months, it might be wise to book now to avoid those widespread price hikes. Experts are saying we could see increases of up to 30% in the coming weeks. However, if you're looking at traveling later in the year, say September or beyond, it might be worth waiting a bit to see how the war progresses. If hostilities end soon, we might see prices stabilize and even drop. In my opinion, this situation highlights the vulnerability of the travel industry and how quickly things can change. It's a reminder that we should always be prepared for unexpected events and how they can impact our plans. So, that's my take on the current situation. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments. How has this conflict affected your travel plans, if at all? Let's discuss.